Welcome back. I hope you're having a great day and you're ready for this last video in our series on the individual oral. Today we're going to be talking about the overall structure. The first 10 minutes of the oral is the most important part of your oral, where you earn almost all of your marks, and this will give you a strong structure to get through that confidently, and some final tips to prepare for the oral and help you choose which planner will best suit your content. Time is a precious resource in your oral, so you want to use it as effectively and confidently as possible. One of the first things I strongly recommend is to get your introduction to under a minute. Many times students tend to go on too long with background details. Just get right to the analysis, because this is where you're going to earn and boost your score by showing deep understanding of the author, both their extract and body of work for both texts. And that's why I recommend also a very short conclusion, so just 30 seconds, because you will spend more time up here making points that are linked to specific details in both the extract and the body of work of your two texts. This is the type 1 planner. Any red on here indicates my feedback to the students as covered in the previous videos. So this planner suggests that for each author you have two primary authorial intents in regards to the global issue. So this student is going to highlight the hypocrisy in Langston Hughes' work and extract, and encourage African Americans to fight for equal right. And in the non-lit text, it will be Nelson Mandela's speeches, and the student will invalidate rights to power for a racist government and unify South Africans. So that's what they cover in their introduction, 1 minute. Then they come down here, they're going to spend 2 minutes talking about Nelson Mandela underlining the hypocritical American government. We've covered this in the last videos, but when she analyzed the extract, this was her quote, and it took her 53 seconds. When I improved and extended her analysis of the body of work of this undermining hypocritical American government in video 4, my analysis in total was 41 seconds. Up here we see the timing for this idea. We want to do 2 minutes or 2 minutes and 30 seconds. That's our sweet spot, our window. So if we scroll down to the bottom here, we see that 2 minutes minus 53 minus 41, we have 26 seconds left to make more points about the American government being hypocritical. So in that time, you can go back to the body of work or the extract and find another quote that shows your point here about the American government being hypocritical. This quote is a fantastic selection because it clearly continues the thread of the American government being hypocritical and treating the African Americans the same as infamous dictators and famous enemies of America abroad treat their citizens. So it also brings in the shame and the embarrassment. So basically you're just extending and providing more evidence of your analysis to make sure you have a nice full 2 minutes with plenty to say on the topic. One thing that's great if you pick a quote that comes from your extract or your poem in this case is that you have that quote right in front of you, because you'll have the poem in front of you or the extract that you've chosen in front of you during your oral. So now she has made this point very thoroughly about undermining the hypocritical American government. Now she will want to make her second point about encouraging African Americans to fight for equal rights. So scroll down to the next part in the planner, and you see the extract 2, encourage African Americans to fight for equal rights. Then she'll have a quote. She'll talk about literary vices, effect on audience from Beaumont to Detroit, and then she'll talk about the body of work and how he shows in the body of work African Americans encouraged equal rights, and then extend to fill up the 2 to 2.5 minutes, and then come down to the non-literate text or the work in translation for the lit course. And Nelson Mandela, now she's going to talk about invalidating rights to power, and specifically this court statement, which is her extract. So no rights to power for a racist government, and same as modeled in the previous videos, she'll go through and analyze a strong quote and literary devices or authorial choices, specific effect on audience, and then she's got to go to his wider body of work, other speeches, make the same point, and extend, and then she's going to make her second point, unify South Africans in opposition to racism, and repeat the process again, and then a 30-second conclusion. I suggest perhaps similarities and differences in the two works, but the conclusion very brief, because up here in your analysis is where you score your points. Here's a nice, easy to see single slide summary of how the 10 minutes are used with the Type 1 planner. In the Type 2 planner, Type 1 planner, the Lang Lit teacher Courtney Berry, I heard describe it as like an accordion. You squeeze in and then to the extract, the small detailed part, and then you go out to the body of work, and then you come in like an accordion player, back and forth. Instead of the accordion structure, you could use the Type 2 planner on my blog, where it starts with all the extract details and then goes to all the body of work details. That's also an option, but this one you run the risk of spending too long on your extract and not enough on your body of work, and that would affect your score negatively. So be careful if you choose Type 2. This is Brad Philpott, Language and Literature Master Teacher's website, and he has a proposed structure for the individual oral, also with a 1-minute introduction, and he proposes having 3 features which you analyze the extract and the body of work about for each text, which can be very effective and score very highly. So how do you choose the planner that's right for you? That's really your decision and your thinking. Any one of these planners can work, and I think the fact that you as a student have made it all the way to the end of this video means that you're a hardworking and thoughtful student. So be confident, and if a planner is feeling limiting to you, change it. This is my blog where you can find all the resources referenced in the video. So here's the 2 planners. Here's a link to Brad Philpott's page with his planner, and also a handout for students to be able to follow along with the content, and you find all that in the link provided here at the description of the video. And final words of advice: the better planned you are, the better you will do in the end. And don't be afraid to talk to your teacher. This is right from the Lang & Lit Guide. Students should be encouraged to initiate discussions with the teacher and obtain advice and information. Students must not be penalized for seeking guidance. So don't ask your teacher to do your analysis for you, but in terms of choosing a planner, that is a wonderful time to talk to your teacher and get advice. Teachers may provide feedback on the outlines the students have created, but may not rehearse the oral with students. So don't ask your teacher to practice with you, but bring in your thoughts and talk to your teacher and discuss them with you. Remember, though, the planner cannot be brought into the oral. You have to trim it down to just 10 bullet points, but you can bring 10 bullet points in with you, which is super helpful. And record videos of yourself. Make sure you're recording yourself. Try it and see how you're using your time. And also practice with a friend. That's a great suggestion. Practice with a friend, score yourself with the rubric, which you can find on my blog. So thanks for watching. We're at the end. Everything here works for both the Lang & Lit course and the literature course. Future videos, we could do one on the question and answer discussion section. I've got a very clear method of getting through the introduction in 1 minute, or how to get the planner down to 10 bullet points, because you're going to have a lot more than 10 bullet points when you're doing your initial planning. So how do you trim it down? Choosing text effectively could be a future video as well, particularly non-lit text. That's hard. And also scoring the individual oral accurately, that'd be more of a teacher video, but you would also get tips as a student. So if any of those sound interesting, please reach out either in private message or in the comments. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and I hope it's helpful and you feel confident and ready to take on the individual oral.